Hello and welcome to CoMo Chop, supporting the Heart of Missouri United Way, presented by MU Healthcare. We have brought together 6 restaurants and 6 celebrity chefs to compete for top honors in 3 categories. Today we have Addisons, represented by Chef Jeremy Brown.
That's me.
And celebrity chef Nikki Magruder.
Hey.
And their team is sponsored by MU Healthcare. They are excited because there are 3 ways they can win. You can help them win the community vote by purchasing the CoMo Chop dish at their restaurant between November 9th and November 18th. The second way to win is the most prestigious way, by raising the most money for the United Way on Addison's CoMo Chop Facebook fundraiser. $1 equals 1 vote. And finally, they can win Judge's Choice. The dish will be judged by 3 esteemed judges. So, Chef, tell me a little about your dish today.
Okay, well today I'm going to be making a green chili roast pork sliders with an apple cilantro slaw. And
Okay.
it's also going to have, we're going to use the drippings and so forth to make a dipping sauce for the sandwich. So it's kind of like a French dip, but way different.
Ooh, all right.
Drippings, he had me at drippings.
I love it. Me too. All right, so tell us about the first step.
All right, we're going to pull some hot food out of the oven first. We're going to, now this pork,
Pull it out here real quick.
so we cooked this overnight for about 7 hours.
Okay.
And this is a whole pork butt in here. So real careful here. I'm gonna open this up. Hopefully it's still hot, and it is.
It's hot.
Take a smell of that. See what you think.
That's the whole one. Look at that. Yes.
All right. So what we're gonna do here first is we're gonna pull this roast. Whew, that's hot. Out of there, and we're just gonna put it in this pan real quick. I'm gonna do this just in case it falls apart and everything. I don't want it splashing on you guys or anything. So.
Yeah, you can handle that.
We'll see what happens here. It is going to fall apart probably,
I
so.
think that's
All right. Whew. So, I think we've got, I don't want there to be any large pieces of meat left in there because we're going to blend it up, but. So I'm going to just kind of put this right back in the oven for a
I
second.
don't know if you could smell what I'm smelling.
All right, next is we're going to have a little fun with some power tools. We'll see what happens here. So, we're going to take all the drippings, and so how I cooked it was I've got several different kinds of green chilies, onions, celery, carrots, secret spices that I can't tell anybody.
Okay.
Great.
And then we let that cook and cook down all night. So all this has been, it'll be really soft and so forth, but what we're going to do is we're going to actually make a sauce out of this. I'm going to step in front of you here. Now we're going to take this immersion blender and we're going to blend this. So I've already showed you a little bit about how to do it. So you go ahead, just kind of drop it in there. I would hold it kind of like that.
Okay.
And then you're going to drop it all the way in there and then push that button.
Okay, y'all ready? Am I
All the
ready?
way- all the way down.
Okay.
Now let's see what happens.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is nice.
There you go.
Oh, and move it around a little bit. Like
Yeah, absolutely. Don't pull it up too much or you might have the whole kitchen covered in green chili sauce. So what this is doing, it's grinding it all up and making it into a nice smooth sauce. So all the flavor that was cooked with the roast over the night, all that is all getting concentrated down into here.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the sauce that we'll serve on the side that we can dip the sandwiches into. All right, good job. We used the immersion blender. We mixed all the ingredients together. Now it's actually kind of a sauce. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take it and put some of this on the stove, and we're probably going to, it needs to be a little bit thicker, so I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. But before we even do that, actually we're going to taste it real quick.
Oh.
So here's a spoon for you, because I want to make sure that it's got enough flavor and it's got enough salt and so forth. Did you want to taste some?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and kind of just dip it in there. It'll probably be a little hot.
After
So
you, Nikki.
Okay, thank you.
that should be a little bit spicy,
Spicy's good.
but you should be able to taste all the kind of complex ingredients and so forth in there.
I want to shout a little bit. I'm not gonna.
You're not. Okay, I'm coming
But
in
this is
now.
good.
All right, you give it a taste there.
Right?
What do you think?
Right?
Ooh, those chilies. That's delicious.
Okay, well let's see. Now I've got a It's got to taste a certain way to me,
I
so
know.
Okay, yeah.
let's see what happens. I don't think we need to add anything.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think it actually came out right the first time.
Nikki, we knew
It was probably what I did with the blender.
I think it
You
was the
think?
blender.
Yeah, that really
It was the
brought
blender.
everything together,
It was
you
the
know.
blender.
Yeah.
Well, since I think the sauce has got the flavor base that I need, and I think it's got enough salt and tastes good enough so far, we're gonna put it on the stove. I'm gonna thicken it just a little bit so that when you dip your sandwich in, the sauce kind of holds on the sandwich pretty good. So let me get this pan here. And we're just gonna do part of it here. And we're gonna bring it up to temp. All right, I'm gonna set this over here. And to thicken it, I'm just gonna use a little bit of cornstarch and water. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some water here real quick.
So Nikki, while Chef is thickening the sauce, tell us why it's important for you to support the United Way.
Absolutely. The United Way is supporting the organizations on the front line, helping all of our citizens to make sure that all of our needs are met. So I love the work that they do, and I think that every one of us should support the United Way.
I agree. I agree.
All right, so I think the sauce is about where it needs to be right now. So the next thing we're gonna make is the cilantro apple slaw. It's kind of a simple recipe, but I like to keep the flavors kind of simple with this one so you can taste each individual flavor in it. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up some cilantro here. And I'm gonna let you do the chopping here.
Okay.
Now I gotta warn you though, that knife is fairly sharp.
Okay.
So I don't want you hurting yourself or anything, so.
Can't have
Get
that.
there, you know, just kind of start chopping it very slowly, or if you want, you can have your hands on top of the knife. That way, you're not gonna get yourself there.
I don't want to get myself.
No,
here.
no, we
Yeah,
don't want you to.
okay. But I do love, chopping the way that the chefs do it. You know.
Not the way you do it.
No, because this is my way.
That's a
You're not
fabulous
just-
way.
Put your shoulders into it. You know.
We can maybe use somebody like you at our restaurant.
Oh well,
I need prep cooks right now, so.
Well, I love MU Healthcare. I really do.
There you go.
I think I'll stay.
They probably pay a little bit better.
I'll just come and eat at Addison's. Because that's what
Absolutely.
I do best. That really is what I do best. And I love Addison's. My first team meeting with MU Healthcare was at Addison
Oh
South.
my gosh. Yes.
Real story.
Then what we've got here are some really super small julienne apples. This is a Honeycrisp apple, so we're gonna take some of this, and I've already I had them in there and drained them a little bit here. Let's add that in here. Then I'm gonna put a little lime juice in here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this because with these gloves on, these can get a little slippery. But I will let you squeeze as well as you can that lime juice in there.
So, while Nikki is squeezing the lime juice, Chef, tell us a little bit about why it's important right now for people to be supporting Addisons.
Well, just like all of the restaurants in Columbia, and a great number of businesses in Columbia, we're all kind of struggling to get by during this time period. We're lucky in that we have an established business, that we've been around a long time. We've got a good reputation and so forth, but there are some other businesses that aren't doing as well as we are. But with that being said, probably most restaurants in this town are seeing a very large decrease in business. And a lot of the restaurants like ourselves, part of the reason that we're open is I'm employing people. They need paychecks. They need to support their families and so forth. So as far as the restaurants are concerned in Columbia, if people come in to eat and spend their money in the local restaurants, they're paying somebody's paycheck and they're allowing somebody to survive. So that's why I think it's really important right now that everybody at least, get some takeout, carry out from the restaurants if you're concerned about being inside a restaurant and so forth. But I will say that Addisons and Sophia's, we're doing the best that we can as far as trying to be as safe as possible during this time, but at the same time, trying to balance between being open for our employees, being able to serve the public, and also, be safe at the same time too. So, all right. So the next thing here, so we got these limes squeezed in here. we're going to add just a little bit of sugar. And then we're going to kind of stir this around a little bit. This slaw is going to complement the sandwich, and the sandwich is going to be savory and salty and spicy. And the slaw is going to be a little bit tangy and sweet, and you're going to get the crispness and flavor out of these apples and cilantro. Okay, so we've got the slaw prepared. Right now, really what we need to do is we're going to slice up a few buns. We're going to kind of toast those up. Then we'll be pulling out the pork out of the oven, and we'll kind of put them together. So, all right, so we're going to toast these buns for the sandwiches, and these I'm going to call them sliders, little slider sandwiches. So we're going to slice the buns, and then we're going to put a little butter on them as well. Whenever you grill bread, it just makes it taste so much better.
Oh, goodness.
It brings out the freshness.
Yeah, butter makes everything better. So, Chef, can you tell us a little bit about your restaurant? What is unique about Addisons?
Well, you know, Addisons has been around since 1999. It was opened by 4 young gentlemen, single young gentlemen way back in the day, and I was one of them. We were all good friends. We had worked at restaurants together. 3 of the partners lived together for a little while. I somewhat lived with them because I was hanging out with them. But one day, one of the partners said something about that they always had wanted to open up a restaurant. And I said, I'd like to open up a restaurant too. And you know what? We got together, we got serious about it, we got some money, and we ended up opening up Addisons. I think one of the things that makes Addisons unique in Columbia is I feel like we do a lot of things well. You know, we may not be the fanciest restaurant with the fanciest food or the cheapest prices or anything like that, but we do a lot of things really well. It's good tasting food. You know, we've got a friendly service staff, and I tell you what, you know, people, generally speaking, like working at Addisons and so forth, and it shows in their work. So, but it's luckily, you know, it's become somewhat of a Columbia staple, and you know, we really appreciate that. And you know, my family appreciates it. And you know, I've been here since 1975, so wow. I'm not planning on going anywhere, and I don't think Addisons is planning on going anywhere either. So
thank goodness.
I can still smell the pork wafting from the oven, and everything looks like it's going to be amazing, which is great because this dish is going to our esteemed judges, and they are Brooke Harlan from CPS Career Center, Mike Odette, the past owner of Sycamore and head chef at Central Bank of Boone County, and Sarah Fougere, owner of Sarah Fougere Catering.
I'd just like to say that all of the judges, well, like I said before, they're chefs. I just kind of consider myself a cook, but those guys are chefs. So.
Oh, you're too modest.
No, I don't think
so. Too modest.
All right, here in a second, I tell you, we're going to have the buns are kind of toasting here, and then we're going to go ahead and pull this pork out of the oven. All right, so we've got the pork out of the oven, and it should just pretty much fall apart. Let's just see if it does. Yeah, so it is done. So we're going to actually just kind of shred this up just a little bit.
Oh, that looks so good. Don't forget to vote. Please don't forget to vote. Support the United Way and the work that they're doing in our community and these amazing restaurants that are a part of CoMo Chop. Can you see? What did the Rock used to say? Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Yes.
I wish you could. But vote. This is an amazing cause. For an amazing organization and the work that's being done.
All right, well, we're just about ready to put things together, I think, here. So
right.
I'm going to take these buns, and now we got it kind of golden brown there.
I'm not going to cry.
We're going to take some of this pork, and we're going to put that on there. And then we've got this sauce we've been kind of cooking back here this whole time. We are going to drizzle just a little bit of that on there. Just to kind of, it's already very moist, but this will give it a little extra flavor. Do that. And then we're going to put a little bit of this slaw that we made earlier. Give it a little bit of a toss here. That's that over there. And then something that I did ahead of time is a little bit of salsa verde. And this has actually got some green chilies in it, some more cilantro, and some other spices. I'm just going to do a little bit of that on there. Place that there. And a little fancy toothpick in there. And there you go. We've got our green chili roast pork slider with apple cilantro slaw.
Well, let me just say, I'm standing over this and I can smell it. It looks amazing. And none of this would be possible without the help of our amazing sponsors. Our presenting sponsor is MU Healthcare. Our filming sponsor is Cosmic Sauce. Location sponsor is Spillman Homes. Judges sponsor is Central Bank of Boone County. And our team sponsors, Flat Branch Home Loans, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services of Columbia, Small Town Expressions, Veterans United Home Loans, Equipment Share Columbia, and of course, MU Healthcare.
If you come on down to Addison's downtown or Addison South, we'll be serving 2 sliders. And then also on the side, we'll have a little bit of the dipping sauce to dip it in. And then that'll also come with a choice of sides. So come on down and get your green chili roast pork apple cilantro slaw sliders.
All right, and if you want to support our Addisons and the Heart of Missouri United Way, you can stop by either Addison South or Addison's downtown and purchase this dish between November 9th and November 18th. And visit Addison's Facebook page to donate to their CoMo Chopped fundraiser.
Please vote for Addisons and support the Heart of Missouri United Way. Vote, vote, vote. Thank you.
And besides that, I'm going to make a lot of it and I don't want to throw anything away. So come on down and eat it.
We can't have that.
Hello!
Hello.
Welcome. This looks phenomenal.
It smells great.
So it smells great even through the mask so far.
Yeah, so what we've done today, what we cooked today, is it is a green chili roast pork with an apple cilantro slaw and just a little bit of my version of a salsa verde over the top, just kind of brighten it up at the end. And then the dipping sauce is all of the drippings and green chilies and so forth that we cooked the roast pork in overnight.
Oh, wow.
The reason that I chose this dish is it kind of plays on some of my strengths, which are more comfort foods, which would be like a pork roast, a pot roast. That's what I do well. Those are the types of foods that I do well. And then I just took some of the flavors that I enjoy as well, kind of put them together and so forth. So the sauce shouldn't be too spicy.
No, that was great.
It needs to be, so for the general public
Yeah.
in general, you can't get too
I
spicy.
love the slaw and the contrast with texture and
Yep.
flavors. Great.
And I love the sweetness of the apple.
There's all kinds of contrasts there, but it's nicely balanced. Not too much of any one thing.
That's it. I was real careful on that I didn't want something popping out so harshly that you couldn't taste the other flavors or anything like that too.
Did you guys have fun working this together?
I think it was pretty good.
It was really fun.
Good.
I got to use a tool I'd never used
Oh, yeah?
before.
What was that?
It was
The emulsion blender.
Oh, yeah. Probably need one of those at home.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Those
I
are
don't
fun.
know what I'm gonna do with it, but I do
Yeah.
need one.
Yeah, we kind of went over how to use it so that we didn't spatter the walls.
You gotta have that, yeah.
You
The
still have
merge.
your fingers.
Merge in there, yeah. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate
thanks,
it.
guys.
You guys did a fantastic job, and I'm sure the people are going to be voting with purchasing this plate and going towards United Way. Thank you for all you do.
Awesome, thank you.
It's wonderful.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Get out and vote.
Make a difference.
Get some bacon at D Rhodes.
Rhodesboro does, yes.
Come get a mouthful.
Vote for
The Munster Smash.
Okay!
We live better when we live united.
Woo!